Hello there. Well, today God is crying, or it's raining, as some may call it. And the lake back there is steaming because it's been very hot recently, and today's a little bit cooler. It's only about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So, uh, raindrops coming down. It's nice. We need the water. The plants are getting thirsty. The forests were dry. There's forest fires everywhere. But apparently it's not enough to help the forest fires. It's only going to last 1 or 2 days. So anyway, I said, God is crying, and I'm not sure why, but some of the news I read this morning, for example, the government is poisoning a lake, and apparently they've done it before to get rid of a fish that they don't like, so they kill everything in the lake and the river draining out of it with rotenone, which is it's a natural pesticide. That is, it comes from a plant, but it definitely is not natural to poison things. I mean, you don't go around eating ferns, for example, because there is toxicity associated with them, as just one example. Um, you don't go around eating cyanogenic plants, daffodils, tulips, things like that. You don't go around eating rhododendrons or azaleas, lily of the valley, etc., because they have cardiotoxic chemicals in them that will poison you. So anyway, putting a natural pesticide that is going to kill everything is really not natural, and I totally do not agree with it. Let alone, I guess I'm not so worried about the people applying it, because they're probably going to be exposed and end up with the known complication of Parkinson's disease and maybe even spread it to their family. But they are doing it to themselves knowingly. So I'm more worried about the people living downstream, the long-term effects, the effects on the environment of killing everything inside a lake and a river. Wow, it's I can't believe that they're doing that and getting permission to do that in this supposedly environmentally sensitive, moralistic country here. Anyway, it's supposed to happen tomorrow. Whole lake going dead, like the one behind me, or maybe even bigger, with a river attached to it and many kilometers of river downstream. There's no river attached to this, but it's still a nice natural lake, and people do fish in here. There's no one here today because it's raining. Actually, the rain has stopped. God has stopped crying. I wonder if it's because I'm speaking the truth. Okay, rotenone, I would not use it. Known to cause Parkinson's disease. I believe I've seen it associated in my own patients with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or Lou Gehrig's disease. I have seen this, as well as other herbicides and pesticides associated with that disease and with other neurological disease. What they're using on the lake to kill everything, because they don't like one invasive fish that got in there, is rotenone. Again, a plant source toxin, and it is also a neurotoxin, so it affects the nervous system. But how it does it is it blocks the production of NADH2 which is the energy source, part of the tricarboxylic acid cycle that produces the energy for your body and for your cells to function. And one of the most sensitive areas of the body is the brain, obviously, the nervous system. So that is often affected first and most. That's why it is associated with Parkinson's disease and other things. Like I said, I've seen ALS patients with it. And the best way to test for it is a fat biopsy with pesticide panel associated with it. And then high levels are usually seen of fat-soluble toxins. Okay, anyway, God has stopped crying momentarily, and maybe temporarily, but as far as I know, they're still going to poison the lake and river, and they've done it before apparently. The long-term consequences I hate to think about, but killing everything in the lake and then having toxins with people living around the lake being exposed to them. Oh, wow. The neurological problems, the changes in the habitat, the changes in the wildlife, the damage to the ecosystem, etc. I shudder to think about. But anyway, hopefully they'll never do it to this lake. This is Mike Lake and Golden Ears Park. No one around. Nice rainy day. It's been warm for the last 2 months, so the lake is steaming actually, because it's 62 degrees Fahrenheit and the water temperature is probably, well, I can't tell you, and I don't want to put my foot in, so it's probably fairly warm compared with normal. Okay, anyway, I hope they do not continue to use poisons on the environment. Or the Roundup causing lymphoma and other leukemias, etc. is bad enough. Well, actually, that's probably a much bigger problem, but keep adding other toxins to the environment. And then there's things like bioaccumulation and spread of the toxins and degradation hopefully happening, but toxic byproducts, etc. Okay, anyway, my advice, don't do it. Poisons are bad, and a lot of poison is really bad. Okay, have a good day, have a good life. I hope you enjoyed these views of Mike Lake in the rain. And like I say, God was crying, but he appears to have stopped for the moment. Thank you.